So we are ready and back for module number 4. This is module number 4, and we get started with module number 4. And with module number 4, we're actually looking at our targeted market. That means what type of cleaning we're doing. So make sure you've got your PDF and you're on module number 4, and we're going to get started. So module number 4 is real important. All of them are important, and they kind of stack onto each other. So they're not independent, stackable. So you need number 1 to get to 2, 2 to get to 3, and now we're at 3 to get to 4. So number 4 is the type of cleaning business you would like to have. So let's take a look at that. Now, 100% of the cleaning businesses do cleaning. The majority of them do office cleaning. That means they are cleaning in office. And that's the most popular and the most competitive and normally pays the least. Now, there's different types of cleaning that you can do in office buildings, and the most desirable are the beautiful, pretty ones called Class A buildings. Those are the gorgeous ones, usually in your downtown, with all the glass and the marble floors and the pretty stainless steel elevators. Those are the ones that everyone claws and fights and scratches for. But there's so much business out there. This is a $75, $80 billion industry. So there's plenty of business for all of us out there. So once you've looked at cleaning offices, the next type is you could do cleaning in retails. You could do cleaning in bowling alleys, event type of platforms, cleaning event places. You can do chiropractor, dental, hair, nail salon, yoga studios, gyms. You can do car dealerships. It goes on and on and on. Now, let's get a couple of ideas and throw a couple of tips out there that are going to help you. The first thing is, when you're looking at doing it in office buildings, you're going to be competing with a lot of other people. So bring your A game, sharpen your pencil, because the bid is going to be tight. That means there's not going to be a lot of wiggle room in there, because everyone wants the nice, pretty offices. Now, within the offices, the ones that are most profitable are going to be your law offices. The other thing you have to remember is the majority of those offices are going to be maintained by an office building, meaning they're going to be maintained by a property management company. Those are the whales in this industry. If you get a property management company, they have so many buildings. If you get one, you end up writing your check and getting them all. But they're a challenge because everyone wants to get them. I've been even told that they will give away cars. They will give property management company cars to get their foot in the door. Now, of course, that's not anything you need to do, because if you're good, you're going to end up with a property management company. One of the best things to do is to look for a new property management company. Look for one that's just getting started like you. Build that partnership, build that relationship. As they grow, so will you. That's a good way to get your foot in the door with the property management company. When you end up getting those Class A buildings, that normally comes with it. Now, if you look at getting a building that's smaller, one that's maybe only a couple of feet, 2 or 3 stories high, you normally don't have that challenge, because the building owner is the one that makes the decision inside of the building. So remember that. Places that make their own decisions, car dealerships normally. Daycares usually do, unless it's a chain. But if it's an individual daycare, they normally make their own decisions with their cleaning company. Retail mall strips, individual stores, chiropractors, yoga office, dental offices. Those are the ones that normally make their own decisions. So that's your starting place when you don't want to deal with a property management company. And I would suggest you don't until you get the experience, or unless you start with a very brand new one, like I mentioned. So when you're looking at doing the actual cleaning, you've just been told, instructed, all the different types. Now that's for cleaning. If you want to do floors, that's another business that you could get into. And the majority of the people do floors. Probably about 80% of the people do floors, tile floors, wooden floors, marble floors, floors, period. Now, depending on your experience and the resources you have, because you do need equipment for floors, that will limit what you can do. The reason why a lot of people do office cleaning is because it doesn't require the same type of equipment that a floor does. So you could do floors and offices. Another thing you can do are carpets. Carpets are also available. About 80 to 90% of the cleaning companies do carpets. That's a percentage. I like to give the percentages so you know what competition you're up against. Still say there's a lot of business out there. If you're good, you wouldn't even have to worry about that. But just so that you understand the popularity of these type of items that you can look at adding to the services that you provide, I would suggest you start off with two services that you do well. You could do office cleaning, retail cleaning, and floors. Or you could do carpets and floors. Or you could do floors and windows. That's another one that's really profitable. Now, windows are really profitable because they require equipment. So do carpet and floors. If you're doing 1 to 3 stories, you will not need usually different insurance than other than the commercial insurance you have, and you normally will not need any requirement when it comes to equipment. Anything over 3, you are going to need special insurance and some type of special extension pole or some type of equipment for windows. Windows are very profitable. Now, one of the great things is that you can partner with someone, and this is a part of marketing. You can partner someone that only does windows and you do floors, or only does carpets and you do cleaning. Get with someone that does that, does pest control. Why? Because they're everywhere. They're doing windows and they can easily ask, would you like someone to do the cleaning? There you are. You're doing cleaning and you don't do windows, and you can easily ask, would you like someone to do the actual windows? If you partner someone and you look out for them and they look out for you, you'd be surprised how much business you get. Now, you don't want them to be your competition. You want them to be your complement. Complement your business means two businesses that are similar but not in competition with each other. So that's a great fit and that's a great merge. Now I'm going to give you a couple other specialties that bring in a lot of money. Cleaning and doing the partitions in a building. Those building partitions would separate the desk, big money. You steam clean those. There's so many of them. You get a contract, voila, you're doing well. They start to smell and they like having those clean. Upholstery is a great one. When it comes to cleaning upholstery, doing duct cleaning, really, really great. So that's 5 or 6. And another one is construction. Construction is a big money maker. About 80% of the companies do construction. Now, when you're looking at doing construction, there are usually 4 phases of construction. There's rough. That's when you come in and you're taking everything out. The sink, everything is out. So you're definitely going to need a lot of workers. You're going to need some employees, and you're going to need normally a dumpster, and those are pretty expensive. So check into that before you get started. That's a little high end when it comes to construction. The other phase is when you're doing the pre-construction. That means you're removing the small things, the trash and things like that from the site. The third is with a lot of people's favorite, post-construction. That means you're going in after the construction or renovation. You're doing the dusting of the walls, removing the tape, cleaning the restrooms where all the dirt and the yip. I mean, this is when it's rough. Not the rough construction, but you're going in and it's not pretty. You're getting all the extra rough stuff, the construction dust off the floors. All of this is what you're looking at when you're doing the post-construction. Now, the final part, which is pretty and nice, is the final clean. That's when you go in and you do all the final cleaning and you remove all of the extra little something that they missed in the post-construction. But normally you're doing the pretty stuff. You're adding the stainless steel cleaner and putting the furniture polish on the furniture. You're basically doing the final clean for your customer to come walking in the next day. So those are the 4 kinds of construction, very profitable. Look and specialize in at least one. Try your best not to try to cover carpets, floors, and all this in the beginning. If you want to make money in this industry, you want to niche down into something that you can specialize in. So when you start calling your potential customers, you could start speaking their language. You can tell them, yeah, I do daycares, I specialize in daycares, and I know how the kids have the sticky fingers, and I know how it has a urine smell, and you're able to talk their talk, and they know you know what you're talking about. they're going to hire you a lot faster than someone who's trying to cover everything. So try to cover one or two, get really good at that, and then move on. Now, if you want to add other companies or other businesses like a concierge or lawn service, guess what? That's great. But start with one, build it up, and then move on to something else. You want to be known for being specialized, just like a doctor, a physician. When you go to a general physician, if anything's wrong, guess what? They write you a slip and you go to a specialist, and the specialists make the big bucks. So think about that. That's something that out of the years that we've been doing this, we noticed that people that specialize make most of the money. General running around trying to be everything to everyone, never a good look and never get you any, really get you really any serious money. And in this business, we talk about small. We look up to $50,000 a month as small. We look at medium from 50 to maybe 2K, 300, 500,000, and large is usually anything from 500,000 a month to, a mil. So it's really lucrative if you do it the right way. 50,000 you can do in about 18 months, and that's what you're looking at. About 50,000 a month you can do about 18 months. So that's kind of what you're looking at when you're looking at specializing and doing a step-by-step process. So you can also do mold remediation. It's really good money. You do have to do specialty in that. These are the areas that you have to get certification. Mold remediation, prevention, infection prevention and control, which is one of the webinars that we actually teach. And cleaning for health is the whole thing. You see now how everyone is looking for someone to come clean a cleaning service because they know how important cleaning for health is. The others clean for price and appearance. When you clean for appearance, you're not disinfecting. You're just making it look good. It smells good. That's when you're cleaning. There's a difference in cleaning and disinfecting. Disinfecting is actually killing germs. Cleaning is cleaning. Two different things. You want to have your business on cleaning for health, and you want to be able to give reasons why you're doing it differently, which is the disinfectant part, using microfiber cloths, using HEPA filters. All of those are things that separate your business cleaning for health. And that should be in your PDF file and your operations manual as well that you received when you joined sign up for this course, okay? Another great one is when you're looking at going in and cleaning up after a crime scene. You have to be certified for that as well, but that is a big money. And if you have what it takes, that is something you have to prepare for, because you could be cleaning up when someone was moved away. Things you're looking at when you're going in to clean up for a crime scene. So module number 4, we have covered targeting the market, specializing, tips for making sure you stand out, how you stand out, what you look for, what you specialize in, who's paying the big bucks. Law offices require certifications, but they pay the big bucks. You also found out where the competition is. One of the areas that's really good and they make decisions right away are daycares, but they pay the least. An area that usually pays the most are law offices, but there's a lot of competition. An area that's right in between is sort of like a car dealership. So that is module 4. We are moving on to module number 5, getting the business. What do you need to do to get the business? Well, you need to have a marketing program. How do you market your cleaning business? One of the ways you market your cleaning business is you have a great referral program. The referral program is set up where you actually pay someone to refer your business. You set it up, you may pay them $50 per referral. The next thing for your marketing program is you're going to have your friends and family write down your first individuals, first and last name, first names only, and people you know by face in your community. Then ask them for 50 to 75 names. If you do this, you can easily end up with a list between 1,000 and 2,000 people. And guess what? That's normally where you get your first customers. That's your first customer base between those individuals in your community and your friends and family. Next, you can look at social media. You can look at Facebook. That's great because you can post photos of what you're doing, your employees. You can look at going to Staples and getting little trinkets like pens and cup holders and things like that with your company name. Pass those out in your neighborhood, introduce yourself, go door to door, leave the trinket there, get their name and number, and call back. Now, when you're doing your marketing, remember, you're not trying to get the contract, you're getting the appointment. You're looking at getting the first step, which is getting your foot in the door with the appointment. Your goal for marketing is to pull the potential customer to you, to pull them to you. And you need a source that brings a lot of people in because it's a numbers game. You need to come in contact with at least 2,000 individuals a month in order to get 4 contracts a month. You normally are going to look to get between 5 and 10 appointments a week. And in order to get that, you need to get about 2,000. That means passing out business cards, passing out flyers, mailers, phone calls, cold calls, networking, referrals, friends and family, and don't forget your community. Go to your dental offices, go to who does your hair or does your nails. All of those are your potential customers. Those are your first customers. So when you are asked, how do I get my first customers? This is how. Your friends and family, 50 to 75 names, let them know you want business. The next are passing out your trinkets, going by your community, letting them know you're just getting started and having your name there with something on it, a pen, some type of magnet. Those are great. And then you follow back up and say, when can I come do a walkthrough? Mail outs, flyers, doing a Google ad, setting up the budget for $5 or $6 and actually targeting property management companies, like I spoke of earlier, real estate companies, daycares. You can set the filter and you can set the budget. So in your actionable item, you want to set your marketing budget, and all of it is what you need. It should fit your personality. If you feel comfortable doing a demonstration of cleaning a floor on a YouTube video, then go for it, because that's your personality. Marketing should not be hard. It should be something that you enjoy doing. No one normally likes 50% should be what your ideal decision is for marketing. If you have X personality, then go for it, because it's going to show. Whatever you enjoy doing the most, it's going to show in your marketing. But remember, marketing is what people, how they know you're there. If they don't know you're there, they cannot buy your service. Marketing lets them know you're there. Sales is what you do to close the deal. So when you're doing your marketing, remember, everything you do is to bring the customer to you. It's a name. You want to be able to get to 2,000 prospects a month, and that's going to get you 10 appointments normally a week. And out of that, you should close 1. Now, closing is another thing. You've got to be able to convert them to payable customers. But the start with is to get that appointment. So with your marketing, remember, 50% networking, 10 might be cold calls, 5 might be door-to-door, 15 might be social media, but put it together at 100% of the pie, and that's your marketing program. Not 1, not 2, but it may be 6 or 7. And then once you start to find the numbers, what works the best, then put your energy into that. Don't put your energy into something you're not good at. Don't put your energy into something that's not working. Put your energy into something that's bringing in your customers. So that's module number 5, getting the business, setting up a marketing program, and then analyzing where your numbers are coming from. Know you're there, they can't buy your services, okay? And now, as we move on to number 6, which is the walkthrough. The walkthrough, the walkthrough, the walkthrough. You set your appointment up, and now you're getting ready to go walk through. What do you need to do with your walkthrough? What do you need to have? Well, the first thing you need to do is have your business cards. You want to make sure that is to make sure that you see the customer within 24, 48 hours, because you're going to have maybe you and 3 or 4 other people that are doing bids, not just you. Okay? Now you're going in, you've got your appointment, you're going to get there, you're going to have your khaki cards, you've got the name and the point of contact, and you're 15 minutes early. Now, once you do that, you're then going to make sure that you're there 15 minutes early. When you do the walkthrough, you're either going to do it by yourself or with the potential customer. The goal is to look at the condition of the building. You're going to take notes. You're going to walk in, you're going to see the condition of the building, the culture of the building. You're going to look at the type of people there. But one thing you're going to make sure, and this is a very important tip, You're going to do your due diligence and your research before you go in there. You're going to figure out what they do. What's their core business? Intelligently about what they do. So if it's a daycare, what is something that is unique about that company that you can talk about to let them know that you're interested in them? When you get out of the car to the time you walk in, you're closing the sale. All of that goes into closing. There's nothing worse than doing a whole lot of bids because every bid costs about $50. The time to prepare the bid, the time to go take the bid, and the time to drive there, it takes about $50 per bid. So you don't want to just be going around doing bids. You want to make sure you're connecting and that you're really letting them know you're bringing value, what you're bringing to the party. Let them know that you've got some skin in the game and you're vested. So now you're in there, you're looking at the condition of the building. You're going to start looking at where the dust is. Obvious dust tells you they're not doing a good job. Why? Either they're not paying them a lot or they have a bad company. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to talk about them. The person that's walking around with you could be doing the cleaning, or it could be their family member or cousin or something like that. So you don't want to talk negatively. When you put your hand and you rub it across that fire extinguisher or you rub it across that partition and all that dust falls in, you just want to say, okay, customers inhaling that dust, let them know how you're going to service them, what you're going to do for them. That's how you start to close that sale. That's how you get that bid. That's how you get that contract. So you've walked around. There's two ways. You can have the software that you use to take the bids. There are software called SweetWorks. SweetWorks actually takes the bids for. It's a program where you would put in all the information, meaning it's going to ask you how many restrooms were there, how many offices. It's going to ask you everything you need to input the numbers to do the bid. Bidding is not as hard as it used to be. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way. You can ask if they have a drawing with the square footage, because that's what it comes down to. Normally the square footage. How much square footage you can cover per man hours in a time. So let's look at this. Most times in a conference room, it's about 3,000 square feet. Let's say it's 3,000 square feet for that conference room, okay? The building might be 35,000 square feet. The conference room is 3,000 square feet. If it's a dense place, if there's a lot of people and things like that, if it's dirty, if it's an old building, all that factors in, then it may take one person a certain, like for covering 3,000 square feet, it might take them 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But you want to look at the coverage of the square footage. Now, when you get the bidding software and you're able to put in exactly what you need to put in, then it's automatic, okay? It adds it up for you. So that's the easiest. But if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, there's nothing wrong with that. You get the drawings, you get the schematics, you find out what the square at the amount of calculation which you have received in this package. It will go over 3,000 square feet, should take 1 man hour, X amount of time, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. You add up the square footage. Each different service is a different amount of time. Say for carpeted area that's high density, it should be that many square feet to do an office building, this to do a corridor, this to do stairwells. All you have to do is add up how many square foot you think it takes a person that is slow, medium, and high. Slow could be 25 minutes, medium could be 20, and a high could be 15. That's what you're basing your bid on. Now, you can also go by Home Depot and get one of those little portable printers or pointers, a pointer that points at the wall, and it'll tell you what the foot is, the footage, which gives you the square footage. So let's look at that again. There's 3 ways now. SweetWorks, that's one of the softwares that we recommend. You can actually ask for the square footage for the particular area that you are. You can ask for the square footage of the person that you are. That's going to give you, they should have the schematics or the drawing, tells you it's 55,000 square feet. You figure how long it takes to do a restroom. A restroom might take 10 minutes. There's 10 restrooms in there. That gives you the bid. Or you do it the other old-fashioned way, which is you go to Home Depot, pointers, it's like a measuring pointer, and you point it at the 50 square foot area. So that is how you are going to get your bids. And that's how you're going to know that you have the right bid. That's how you're going to get your bids, and that's how you're going to know. So then you're going to go back and sit down with the potential contractor, potential customer, And you're going to ask them 1 or 2 or 3 important questions. Who's going to supply the supplies? The paper products, that's what we're speaking at. You're always going to do the equipment and supplies, the chemicals. Who's going to supply the paper products? The other thing you're going to ask is their alarm systems. You're going to ask in a nice way, but you want to get the questions. And the most important thing is you're going to let them know you want the bid. I want your company. I want this contract, and I'm willing to do what it takes to get it. The other thing you might want to ask is, when are they looking to start? You may want to ask the question of, when are they looking to start? Asking them when are they looking bids, but you want to ask those questions. A little tip: if the building is extremely clean, then they normally have a really good company. If the building, if it looks like they are willing to pay, and that tells you a lot, then they normally don't want to pay that company anymore. Maybe they're charging too much. They feel like they are. Or maybe they think they've got it under control. They don't need the cleaning as much as they used to. They're cutting their budgets. If the building is nasty, then maybe they don't want to pay as much. But you want, they are a good fit for you as well as you're good for them. This is module 4 through 6, and we're going to close and go on to module 7, 8, and 9. We'll see you in just a little bit. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.